I'm Tom Siegel. I've worked for and with and on behalf of nonprofit organizations for over 30 years. But I grew up in a family that was sort of politically progressive, and fairly well off. But I give my parents a lot of credit for making all of us, myself and my two sisters, realize the importance of giving back and understanding that we were better off than most, and that we therefore had a responsibility to pay attention to society and do our part to make society a better place. And perhaps that's why I ended up working on behalf of nonprofits and with nonprofit organizations, is that I've always felt a certain affinity to trying to make the world a better place. So the idea behind Do Something Good came to me as I was watching the Sandy telethon after the Sandy hurricane back on the East Coast. And they didn't make it very easy to contribute, and I wanted to do something. The only ways you could contribute to the Sandy telethon were via text message, which, while easy, I knew would not provide the level of support that I wanted to give, because you're limited in how much you can contribute, or to go online and find the organizations that they were posting on television, research them, and then hopefully find a way to contribute to them. That spurred the idea of how could I make giving easier, especially in those moments when there's crisis and important things happening in the world, and you want to do something and you want to be able to do it sort of instantaneously. I came to my office and started talking to some of my technical people, because I'm not a technical guy, and we came up with this idea of creating a phone app that would make charitable giving easy, safe, and not be limited in terms of how much you could give, and that you could really do it in a matter of 3 taps, or in essence, in less than a minute. I created Do Something Good because I wanted a way for the average American to be able to contribute quickly and easily to a cause that they care about, not necessarily a large amount, but to demystify this idea of philanthropy, that you don't have to give a lot to be a philanthropist. You can give any amount. It's the action of taking action that matters, as well as the idea of being able to make it more spontaneous, so that as you're walking down the street or you're watching TV, you see something that moves you, that you can instantly respond and react. I think the app really is applicable to anybody, but the reality is that it's an egalitarian process. Unlike most fundraising in this country, which targets people who are activists or particularly interested in particular causes, the phone app appeals to and can appeal to everybody, and that everybody has an opportunity to do something good and to help out organizations or causes that they might support. And the reality is that if you look at the American public, when there are crises like the bombing in Boston, or Hurricane Sandy, or Haiti, or any one of those things, people are extremely generous, and millions of people contribute who have never contributed before. The problem is that you have to wait for a crisis for people to feel that emotion and want to act, and then it's not easy to act. You got to go online and research an organization, or you got to wait for them to send you a piece of mail, or call you on the phone. I wanted a method by which those organizations are all listed in one place, and you can find the organization that you care about or that you just heard about, and you feel like you want to do something. You don't have to do a lot with putting in credit card numbers and all the rest every time you want to contribute, but they're all in one place. They've all been vetted to be so that you know the organizations will use your money wisely, and you can act in 3 taps on your telephone. It makes everybody a philanthropist, makes everybody have an opportunity to support causes in a moment.